Hello, friends. Today we'll be starting with the Hindus editorial, and we'll analyze the editorial section, which is very important for your upcoming UPSC and State Public Service Commission. So, myself is Sadiq, and I'll be discussing every day about the Hindus editorial. So, let's discuss today. So, today's editorial is about the headline is heading is Arms and the Man, and actually it's about the recent political remark of Army Chief General Bipin Rawat about the student leaders participating in protests. So, which is a kind of political comment, and which doesn't befit the position which he holds. So, let's start discussing the editorial. So, what it says is General Rawat crossed the lines of military propriety in making political comments. So, just now we talked about it says that the editorial says that General Rawat crossed the lines of military propriety. This means all forms of military decorum he crossed by making political comment. So, if a diplomat should think twice before saying nothing, an army general should not think of saying anything at all. So this is a very nice proverb used by the editor. Is that a diplomat should think twice? Say it says that we need to think twice before we say anything. But in case of diplomat, he should say nothing, and for that also he should think twice. But in case of army general, it said that he should say nothing. Means he should remain a stiff upper lip, or he needs to remain totally aloof or totally bereft from any political controversies or political statements, and his position is so sacred, and his position is so constitutionally so neutral that any political comment is very disgusting or dishonoring the position which he holds. So the Chief of Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat, should have known better than to offer his views on political controversies and agitations of the day. So, in making thinly veiled comments on the protests against the Amendment Act 2019, we all are aware that recently there was like a huge protest against just recently passed by the Parliament, that's controversial Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. This Citizenship Amendment Act, in brief, as you may be knowing, is about granting citizenship to all minorities living in the three countries, that is Pakistan, that is Pakistan, Pakistan, then Afghanistan, and the third country is Bangladesh. So this bill says that all those minorities who are being persecuted in those Muslim majority countries, all non-Muslim minorities, they have the right, and those who have entered India before December 31st, 2014, the date is December 31st, 2014. So they are eligible to apply for Indian citizenship. The egregious remarks on student protests and leadership of agitations constitute a serious error in judgment. So it's like a serious error in judgment. Why? Because an army major should not have made such kind of political statement. If the task of a leader is to lead by example and the right direction, as he himself put it, then Rawat, who has nearly 15 lakh men in uniform, sent out all the wrong signals. Well, Army Chief General leads almost nearly 15 lakh men in uniform, means 15 lakh people in the armed forces he leads. And as he himself said that that like a leader should lead by example. So what example General Bipin Rawat is giving by making political statement is to be guessed, or is is to be reviewed, like what kind of signal he is trying to give to the countrymen. The army chief's remarks could have discounted as an unfortunate slip of the tongue or a one-off instance if it were not for the frequency with which he weighed in on matters he ought to have been extremely circumspect about in public at least. Well, there is an iota of we should have given him an iota of doubt if this was the first statement he had made, but he this is not the first time he has made any political statement. It was before also he made political statements like in the surgical strikes and other various one or two instances he made political comments which he should not have made. So it has become a he is making such political comments frequently. Banning students from a seminar podium is bad enough, but last year uh, berating students from a seminar podium is bad enough, but last year General Rawat felt compelled to point out at yet another seminar that the All India United Democratic Front (AIDF) led by All India United Democratic Front (AIDF) led by Badruddin Ajmal had grown much faster than the BJP in Assam. Well, this is there is a controversy actually. There is a political party, party in the name of All India United Democratic Front, AIUDF, AIDUF, and it is headed by the perfume baron, Maulana Badruddin Ajmal. So he is from Assam. So this party is in Assam. It's in controversy, quite it's always remains in controversy because of a stand for the illegal Bengali Muslim migrants, whom the opposition says that they are trying to protect the migrants, particularly Muslim migrants, but this party says that they are supporting genuine Indian citizens who are being unnecessarily touted as foreigners. So General Rawat says that the ARDF has risen much faster than BJP. So what does this is like BJP in Assam? So what does it mean? Like it's hard to guess like why he has made this political statement in against this political party and in favor of BJP. So finally, what will be the state of Assam? We have to take a call. He had said, throwing in the politically incorrect word Levensram into the mix for good measure while referring to migration in the region. So say he says that in one hand he says that what will be the state of Assam? What will the state of Assam? We have to take a call, in view of the rise of AIDF, and also he says that Assam will be like 11th ram. So this type of words are very political and and he says that it will be 11th ram for the migrated people in the region. So this again is very full of controversy and full of unbecoming of his position as a army chief. On matters such as education in Kashmir too, the general's unsolicited views have stirred controversies. So he also made some political comments on matters of education in Kashmir. He says that it should be more of a secular education and less of a madrasa education. That also is quite unbecoming of his position. So it is possible to argue that since the army is so heavily and continually deployed in these areas, the northeastern Kashmir, where the Armed Force Special Powers Act operates, now it should be borne in mind that in in northeastern Kashmir, this very controversial, this Armed Force Special Powers Act operates. So it is it is also known as the AFSPA Act, Armed Force Special Powers Act. So this act makes the armed force to have unlimited power to arrest and detain or to inquire in any places in this region. So in any person or any place they can enter and they can arrest any person on the benefit of doubt. So in this northeastern region has this AFSPA, in case of situation like political turmoil, it becomes very this army's role becomes very much to be observed and to be put under lens because of this special power they have got. The argument that the army has a political voice in these states will not travel far, though. So, the argument that army, though the army has got AFSPA, that special power in this region, that doesn't mean that they have any political voice in these states. So the majority of people will not accept this term or this ideology that army has to have political involvement in these regions. So among other things, it reflects the failure of the political class to keep the army confined to duties that they are meant to carry. Again, this is also in this also signifies that this failure of the political class to keep the army confined to duties. See, it is also the honors of the ruling regime to keep the army within the powers or within the responsibilities they are entrusted upon. And if they are getting the courage to go beyond their stipulated powers and mandates, then it shows that the political regime is not able to control this army, and they are not able to properly guide the roles and responsibility of the India's defense services. So, if what General Rawat said was deplorable, what VK Singh, the Minister of State for Road Transport, spoke in his support was most unfortunate. Again, VK Singh, the Minister of State for Road Transport, also spoke in support of General Rawat. Again, this is also a very like it shows like hand in gloves, like they are very working in quite. In unison, like one BJP minister supports Rawat, and Rawat makes comments in support of BJP. It makes that the army and the ruling regime are very close. They're working in unison, or they are supporting each other, which is very unfortunate and unconstitutional. Especially since he himself was army chief not so long ago, and also this VK, this minister for road transport was also a retired army chief, so he should have been more aware of what rules and protocols of army is. So it is very discouraging. So it is likely to encourage soldiers in the making and those in uniform to move in wrong directions. So it says that this men in uniform may move in wrong directions because of such political support from the um, ruling regime. But it is also notable that not many others have flocked to General Rawat's defense. But not everyone, not everybody in the political regime or in the opposition or the intellectuals have not supported Rawat's stance. And like this lot of editorials in regional newspaper editorials, and also we are just reading the Hindu editorial, also is forthright in condemning such utterances of the army chief. So, allowing chiefs of the three services to make political statements undermines the civil leadership in the long run. So, it as we are discussing that it undermines the civil leadership in the long run. Uh, so it is hoped that the government makes the lines clear to them so that such incidents do not recur. So it is also expected that the government makes the lines like government tries to define the exact role of the army in serving the nation, and what the role they are supposed to deliver, and what role they are not supposed to get involved in. So this was the analysis of today's the Hindu editorial. So I hope you have liked this my analysis. So if you like my effort, please do like and subscribe my channel, and also put in the comment section what you found useful, or whether you found some drawbacks. I'll be glad to listen to that, and hope to meet you in my next analysis. Thank you. Thanks for listening to my channel, and see you. Bye bye.